Well, now, if you're watching this video and you're 35 years old, or probably even older than 35 years, you have no savings, probably don't even have a job, and you have no investment. You're just somewhere. And if you are not, say you are watching this video and you're at your 20s, and you know somebody who is at this particular age group, take this video, send them a link, share this video so that share this group with your girlfriends, your wife, your uncles, your aunties, even the church members in that group. Share this video there. Because listen, wow, yesterday I had a case that is quite emotional. You know why I'm telling you? This particular age is quite special. For example, if you come from Kenya specifically, you are no longer regarded as a youth. You're regarded as a, by the way, when you're not a youth, what are you? Because you can't say you are an adult. Anyway, you are what you are. It's actually the young age of old. So at this particular point, this is where the reality really kicks in. You know why? You are high chances of developing, or the chances of developing something called anxiety, stress, depression or something of sort, even getting some things like ulcers or something of sort. I don't know whether you can associate all these things, okay? And of course, this starts with stress. You don't have the money, you know. Then after the stress, you go out, you start to go the anxiety way because the money is not coming in. After the anxiety, the brother to that, you actually get yourself into the ulcers, your depression, and all those kind of things. And then you're in a state of where you actually even contemplate some things that are not okay. Listen, let me tell you one secret. People who, well, some people just get themselves in this kind of a situation. Either they contributed them being in that by not, what do you call, heeding the call of, hey, you know what, live below your means, sacrifice as much as you can, delay the gratification and save the surplus, or save the, or invest the difference. They disregard that. You see, those guys are very young. They are calling themselves Gen Z, and then they are saying YOLO, life is for the living. I don't know, you only live once, and that, yeah. These are the people you find that they get themselves in this kind of a scenario. You know, when you're young, you tend to have a lot of friends, and you have something called crowd thinking. You know, in Swahili we say kifo cha wengi ni harusi. You know, literally to mean that is, you find, like, remember back when I was in high school, when everyone fails the maths, you tend to celebrate because it's not only you. It's okay. The point is, when you're this particular age, one thing that you're supposed to understand, and of course, it comes with a lot of comparison. You compare yourself with your peers. You realize they have kids in high school. You realize others have actually gotten kids in, I don't know, in grade what. You realize others have actually bought their first car. They're actually building. You even hide from meeting them. See, what you're supposed to do, the very first thing that you're supposed to do, okay? I want you to accept, okay? You accept. When I say accept, tafadhali, or pleased, do not confuse me saying accept and appreciate. No, I'm not saying you appreciate. No. Saying accept, admit, you know what, I'm on the ground there and I'm gonna pick myself. Okay, you accept. See, when you accept, the reason why you find people having the anxiety and all those kind of things is because of denial. You're on the denial phase. Okay, now when you accept, you be in terms with yourself and you be in terms with the reality. When you're in terms with the reality, you be like, you know what, I'm a graduate. I never managed to secure a job. I am a plumber. I am a mason. I'm an electrician. I'm whatever I am. I am a teacher. I got a job, whatever you are getting. You ask yourself, how much do I need in a month to eat? I need, say, 20,000 and I make 30. So there is 10. Okay, fine. I know I need 10 million for a car. I know I need 20 million for a house. I know you have those big dreams and visions and wishes and what have you. First of all, compartmentalize those dreams. When I say compartmentalize them, is to break break them down into smaller achievable goals so that they may appear real, and sort of progression, or some sort of a progression can actually be seen from what you are doing. If the ultimate goal is to get, I saw somebody asking, hey, you know what, help me, I earn 70,000, I'm a man at age 46 years old, and I would love to buy a plot worth, or a piece of land worth 6 million. This guy is making 70,000. When you deduct all the expenses, probably half of that is remaining with 35,000, and the ultimate goal is to get 6 million to make sure he buys a home, because he don't want to retire, and he's renting. That's a huge goal. That's a huge place. But if this guy can actually compartmentalize that, into smaller achievable goals, can actually make achievable goals of like 100,000. The first 100, the second 100. So once they reach the first 10 100s, then they have a million. They set that aside. Another one, so that you be real to yourself. Now, when you're at this particular age, what I would recommend you to do is to accept where you are and just understand this. Yes, this is my peers. Yes, we are not. Sure, I would love to get what they have, but if you do not make or earn as them, don't spend like them. Stay on your own lane. Focus on your own independent goal. When people says iPhone is the best phone, if you do not have iPhone, you're not a man. Do this if you do not. Of course, it should disturb you anyway, but the fact should be, for now, this is what I can afford. For now, I can afford this particular. For now, this is where I can live. So when you actually do that, but please be very careful. I'm saying this word accept with a very, very, very caution. Why? Because you can accept and at the same time you appreciate. Because when you appreciate is when you be like, oh, okay, so it's okay, I'm here, I cannot move, it's done with me. Joseph said, I'm done. No, come on. You're supposed to focus on accepting and then rejuvenate yourself. It's like when the snake want to, I don't know how I can describe it. You know, when they want to get off the skin that they have and then they get a new one. It's like some time of isolation somewhere for them to rejuvenate and come again with new energy. And number two, focus on the investments that you can achieve. Focus on the investment that you can achieve. Focus on the achievable investments. What does it mean? What investment can you do? For example, say bills. Bills in Kenya, you need like 100,000. You don't have this. You may love it, but you don't have it. So first of all, put an X on that. Or you can say to be revisited. And then focus on that what you can. So that at least you can have that zeal and motivation. See, what I'm trying to do is I want to treat you psychologically, financially, even spiritually, so that you can get yourself back on feet. Focus on the investment that you can be able to manage. For example, let's say you have like yourself 50,000 somewhere savings, or maybe you don't even have savings because I said you have no savings. Let's say you have yourself, the next salary is what is coming. And the next salary, you usually save 10 out of it, or even 5. Or you don't save any, but there are potentials of, if you look to your budget microscopically, you realize there's something that you can shake them off. You'll be like, you know what, I can squeeze that 5K there, I can squeeze that 2K there. No matter how small it is, you bring them together, you raise and reach a certain amount of money. That, do you remember that story that I gave you, the donkey guys who invited me somewhere and we had a session? And the guys, I told them how to only save a single 100 shilling. That's like $1 each and every day. You know, in a period of 1 year, you have your 36,000. I asked how much is the donkey. Donkey goes for like 6,000. And they are telling me we don't have a donkey. We usually, you know, is it renting or leasing or whatever? We don't have ours. And I said, hey, you know what? If one goes for 6,000 and here you have saved yourself 36,000, then you have yourself 6 donkeys. And you can even rent those donkeys out there, each for 300, because that's what they told me. Now, you see, these guys, all what they lacked, yes, they are not earning much, but what they lacked is simple management skills. Okay, once you incorporate that simple management skills and try to contextualize that into your life and look the amount of money that you earn, and do not listen to people who say if you have 5,000 and cannot buy you a car or a piece of land, just eat it. Those are jokers, and be very careful on what you consume. Okay, now you take that money, throw it somewhere continuously. And I love the way ladies take this kind of a message. You know, ladies actually understand the message of saving, you know, little by little. You know, but men, you tell them, hey, you know what, let's be saving only 50 shillings somewhere. Somebody might not even make sense. Or let's be saving a single dollar or $2 each and every day. You find somebody cannot even buy that. They'll be like, hey, $2, when am I going to achieve an X or Y or Z or whatever the thing it is? So the point is, you should be focused on what you can be able to do, what to achieve. Okay. The third thing, which is very essential, very important, and very sensitive, is you focus on who you are relating with. Focus on who you are relating to. Focus, or should I say, identify who you are relating with. What do I mean? Who are your friends? What does your circle look like? Are you encircled by people who have actually thrown the towel? Are you encircled by people who you can say, hey, you know what, they have actually sort of given up? They're like, you know what, we cannot achieve anything, we can't do it. And then they have actually got themselves into, say, drinking and those unnecessary, you know, in Kenya we call them the sherehe. Sherehe means like partying, party after party or something. focus and ask yourself, who am I relating myself with? You know, you don't want to engage in people who have actually given up. Again, you don't want to engage in people who are speaking the language that, or they are wearing the shoes that you cannot fit. You know, they're having a parties each and every weekend and you cannot afford that. See, the kind of people you need to get in your life, you need to get two people, if you ask me. Which one? One, you need to get people who are ahead of you, but they're disciplined, so that at least you can always have what we call a standard of reference, you know, to give you the zeal and motivation to keep on pushing, so that you can be like, you know what, next this is the goal, next this is the goal, like that, okay? And then you need to look for people who are, you know, I know this one may sound controversial, but I'm gonna say it anyway. You need people who are slightly below you. Why? People who are below you, they always help you to appreciate what you have, because this one may be a bit deeper. You cannot progress without gratitude. Gratitude is one of the biggest aspects of life that you really need. You need to be gratitude. You know, it's like I'm preaching now. See, gratitude is being thankful of what you have already. That actually evokes, you know, the love feelings for the whoever is the provider. So the moment you have the gratitude deep, see, don't be a malcontent person. You know, there are people who are malcontent. But then let me ask a very simple question. Have you ever given something to somebody, and then of course at the back of your heart you're like, oh my gosh, I'm expecting him or her to say, well, thank you. I'm expecting those emotions, you know, the emotion that they, you know, they sort of bring forth also evokes your emotions. And then you give this person this gift, and the guy is so callous, you know, callous in the sense that you find this person is not even, the person is insensitive to whatever you've given them. And then you're like, oh, okay, wow, are you happy? Wow, you're really happy? Has it nice? You have ever been caught yourself in such an awkward situation like that, trying to see, really, did you do the best thing? See, but now if this person surely expresses the gratitude and be like, oh my goodness, wow, you don't even know how much you've done, you know, you don't even know how much this will actually change me. You know what? I get paid 1,000 bob. You've given me, oh my good. You see, that thing that you feel deep inside yourself. See, even when you're praying for that particular thing, you can actually evoke the emotion. So big gratitude, have gratitude with yourself. So when you have those people who are below you, you can be like, you know what? Wow, I think there's something I should celebrate. You know, there's this saying, I don't know how true it is, that somebody was actually fighting for having shoes until he met somebody who doesn't have feet. Well, I know you might be like, hey, but Joseph, those are motivations for justifying yourself why you should not grow and be contented. And listen, I want you to be smart of what I'm telling you. Be careful whom you relate with, because whom you relate with can actually help you, or can actually sort of get you dig your hole and stuck yourself out there and get yourself in that rabbit hole that will be actually very, very hard for you to get out of it. Other thing, the last thing that I'm going to close with is that you find at 35, of course, mostly is expected. And of course, I'm talking about the societal expectations. Some of the gaps have already been filled, like say partners, marriages, and what have you. You know, there's something that is assumed to be achieved when you're at that particular point. And listen, at that particular point, before you even hit 40, it is good to make sure that you now try to shift your mind from being employed mentality to now employing yourself and even employing others. So when you twist your mentality towards that and work on your mindset, you can be able to change a lot of things and you can achieve a lot. Allow me to just pause it there. Decipher that, consume it, assimilate it, incorporate it, and apply it, and tell me if a change won't happen, and I'll come here and say, indeed, I was wrong. This is Good Jeff, and see you in the next one.